I'm Adam. I'm founder of Springup PR. What we do is we help care homes and dom care agencies to get more private inquiries to increase occupancy and revenue faster. Now, today, I will be focusing on digital solutions. Number one, amplifying the word of mouth reputation. Word of mouth reputation, we know, is so important to you, right? Yes, right. This is about amplifying the word of mouth reputation. And a little bit of fun here with community engagement, how to be extra famous. As we go along, I'll be about 20 minutes, and just make sure my stopwatch is working. Just note some questions down, and we'll come to them at the end. We're going to focus, first of all, on digital solutions and specifically Google pay-per-click ads as your engine. Who does Google pay-per-click ads at the moment? Who does not? Okay, some 0 hands went up, so I'll work that out in my own mind. Okay, so the Google pay-per-click ads as a solution. These are real numbers with Google pay-per-click ads you can track. I'll come on to tracking in a moment. And also, for those who don't know what Google pay-per-click ads, what are they and how they work? So these are real numbers from real homes. Increase in inquiries. Specifically, Google pay-per-click ads. Google pay-per-click ads, for those who do not know much about them. Well, 94% of families go online when looking for a care home. That's according to research on Lottie. And where do they go, and what's the kind of things they input in? Care homes in, dom care agency in, name your location, name your town, name your village, etc., etc. Care homes near me. April 2025, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very, very popular search. Best nursing homes near me. There are hundreds, dozens, hundreds of derivations of those keywords that people are putting in. And that is what Google pay-per-click ads look like. Real life ads, this one's real life. 9.39 click-through rate. We'll come on to that. A little bit more about ROI in a moment. But those are nice. Now, if you want to know how to do these Google pay-per-click ads, there's a whole load of videos. I'm not going to go into the technical aspects. Go and watch those videos. We've run £250,000 over these ads. One home, 25% of admissions tracked by digital marketing. Now, for those of you who do know what these ads are, you'll know about this. But those who don't, you can target by your catchment area. Make sure families searching within your catchment area see those ads. Top of Google. Top of Google, that's where they get you. You can target via Google interests. So people who may indicate they're a homeowner. If you're targeting private pays. People aged 40 plus, you don't want to target teenagers, correct? Retirement planning. People have a show and interest in retirement planning. Opening new savings accounts. These are just examples. The point I want to convey is you can target with these ads. So many people I speak to, care homes, they say, oh yeah, we do Google ads, but you can't track how many inquiries we're getting via Google ads. You can, and you should, because every £1,000, let's say you're spending, £500 you're spending, you want to know specifically, do you not, how many inquiries you are getting for that spend. So it's tracking. Tracking attribution. So then you know exactly how many inquiries you're generating via your ads and your ad spend. You need to track your phone, live chat. Get live chat on, you will guarantee get more inquiries on your care home websites. Real person live chat. That's on the site. Brochure downloads, contact us, book a visit, email. These are the ways that people are contacting you. It's a digital journey. It can all be tracked. And what is tracking? Well, it's Google code, it's widgets, and a bit of human intelligence. And that's what the code looks like. For example, to remember, very, very important, you must be tracking. And then you know your cost per inquiry for the Google ads that you are running. That's the ultimate number you would like to know. By the way, the care homes that we help out, we give them a sheet that shows the date, the source of that inquiry. Now this is a templated one, we've scrubbed a lot of the detail out. But as you can see here, live chat, click to email, contact form submission. All Google ads, not Google organic. And then the name of that individual, the details, because the telephone calls are being recorded. The live chat, you've got the transcripts, the email inquiries, it's all tracked, so you know that email sent at 12:20 p.m. on Sunday came from a Google ad. And then ideally you should be following up, of course, on those inquiries. Follow-ups of inquiries is another subject all in its own right. Now, for those of are not and are running these Google ads to get you more inquiries, by the way, just make sure that you have tons of negative keywords. That means if you want to make sure your ads are specifically being seen by families searching for care homes in their area, for example. So you want to make sure your ads are not seen by people searching for jobs. There's a lot of people searching for jobs with the same keywords, care home, jobs, for example. So when the accounts that we run, we have 16,000 negative keywords to make sure your ads are not being seen. All care home names we put in as a negative keyword. We don't want your ads to be shown when people are searching for another care home. We find that doesn't work best. So anything related to jobs is out. Anything related to sponsorship, vacancy, position, interns, openings, recruiters, etc. is all out. Very, very important you put negative keywords in. Care agency, out. Daycare, these are just examples. Yeah, ROI on your Google ads. I'm getting into the weeds a little bit. For those of you who are in the dashboards, these are the kind of things you need to be thinking about. And also, by the way, my recommendation for those of you who are doing the ads right now, make sure you're not wasting money by your ads being seen as someone searching under your care home name. If they're looking for Joe Blogg's care home, they're going to find you. You're going to be right out there at the very top. You don't need to waste your money on an ad because people will click on that ad. It's wasted money. It's a little tip for you. So no searches under your care home name, nor rival care homes. Some of the big care home providers will be doing this. They want to get the inquiries for people searching under rival care homes. I don't think it's the best way to go, but I know that some care home providers do that. And then your digital ROI. So these are some of the numbers that you can start, for those of you doing it, you can start to get towards if you aren't already. Clicking on a click-through rate of just under £1. That, as I mentioned, is a very, very popular search right now. And getting into the weeds a little bit, again, for those of you who are doing it, optimization scores, make sure it's above 98%. And do everything I've been talking about, good ads with good tracking, you can get an inquiry from anywhere between £175 and £400. Now, let's think about it. A resident in fee, I know it's all about care, but a resident for you in fees is anywhere between 75k and 200k. So you get an inquiry for £175 and 400. Do your numbers on that. So, I'm doing okay with time. Got a number of more slides. I'm going to go quite fast. Facebook ads. How many of you ever run Facebook ads? Great. Okay, you're going to get lots and lots of leads. You will. We find, this is just an anecdote, respite care ads on Facebook are doing quite well. Some care home providers don't want respite. If a respite doesn't go to you, they're going to go to another home. And if the respite goes to the other home, when that resident finally wants to be permanent, they're going to go to the home where they were respite. So get the respite. There's a foot in the door for you. Facebook ads, here's a real life one, work quite pretty well at the moment. To give you an idea, if you do Facebook ads, you're going to get leads, right? Lots of them, lots of them. You have to qualify them by following them up, by email and phone, and then emailing and phoning them again because you don't get through. That's where the work comes in the following up of Facebook leads. They're not an inbound inquiry. You have to work. Yes, you have to work. But then you can get 5 qualified leads for £500 ad spend. Again, do the numbers on that. Now, reputation, amplifying that word of mouth. We know, word of mouth reputation. Who gets lots of inquiries with your word of mouth reputation? Great. You want to amplify it, right? If you want more inquiries, you want to get better known. We're talking about PR. Now, the great news for you, the great news for all of us in the care sector is the regional journalists. That's who you want to be reaching, right? In your catchment area. TV, radio, BBC, ITV, television, radio, print, and online. They all love, I repeat, they love great care home stories. You're going to be strong on human interest. You're looking after our nation's elderly. Yeah, you are care experts. You have so many things in your favour. You have many heartwarming stories. And so every single care home in the UK should be aiming and can, I repeat, can secure positive media coverage every 2 to 3 months. Every care home. I just want to run by here some stories that get coverage. So many times care homes say, I'm not sure about the stories. Your care homes are doing amazing things already. I'm just going to run by a few here. Valentine's Day. Everyone, you will do Valentine's Day. You will have a nice little story, I'm sure, during Valentine's Day. Blooming lovely, another lovely little story. So good that mum and dad are together. This is for a care home that has, a couple who are at the care home. You're going to be having nice stories on Valentine's Day. I mean, this goes on. This is all online as well. Journalists writing positive stories about your care home. Care home brings family together for residents' birthday. That's not like out of the world of what you're doing. You're going to be having special moments. That resident's going to be having special experiences. Your wonderful care teams are going to be doing something special. Again, here we go. Army theme for a gentleman's 60th birthday. I'm going to give you press releases, how to write them in a moment. I just want to give you the result of these news releases. This is all one story. As I said, regional press love positive care home stories. Look at the photos. Always makes a big difference if you have nice photos. Goes on, here we go. We're going to another one. Secrets to is our 100th birthday. You have lots of those, right? And your residents will be 9.9 times out of 10. The residents love seeing the press, as do their families, as do your care teams. There you go. Another story. It's an activity, miniature ponies. You're going to be doing a whole load of wonderful activities. Bring out the human interest story. Human interest is a key aspect here. But again, it's love at first sight, so residents are meeting miniature ponies. I'll give you how to write a news release in a moment. But again, this is the result, the photos. Remember what I said previously, every 2 to 3 months, I promise you your care homes will become the most famous for good reasons in their catchment area if you do this. Online as well. Online forever. There we go. Look at that. We've got more. Yes, more response. Just want to give you got the message. Again, photos make such a difference. One tip for want to know who your best photographer is in your region, ring up your local paper and say, who is your best freelance editorial photographer? They'll give you a name, get their contacts and ask them to do your photos. They will also have connections with their local newspaper. And that's a relationship I suggest you build. Again, I just want to give you the message about, again, activity, a drama. So now I just want to ask you to think about, okay, well, that's nice, but how do I write this story for the press? Well, again, the message I want to say is, this is a real life news release, it goes back a little bit. But again, it's 300 words, write 300 words, give you a benchmark. make sure the headline, and think about what the headline might be. There we go, the headline is right at the very, very top and very clear. And by the way, when you're pitching to the press, put that headline in the email subject line of the journalists who are targeting, so they know it's a story. And fill the story out with quotes from either, your manager, some members of your team, maybe families themselves. As I said, 9.9 times out of 10, families love to be involved in this kind of initiative. So, I know you can't see this, but again, you've got a nice headline, and you'll be having quotes here from the family, and details here again. I think it's from the manager, and some details about the home. So that gives you an idea of how to do it like this and properly. I guarantee you that you will get positive journalists writing positive news about your story. And now, when you're pitching, here's some tips for you. Make sure you distribute that news release to a named journalist. Yeah? So you have to find out who those journalists are. You can find them out by ringing, whether that be the BBC television, whether that be the local newspaper. Phone them, find out who they are. They often give their details online, because you want that story that you are pitching to go to a named individual, because then you're going to phone them afterwards or email them to find out if they've got your story. This is about building a relationship as well with your local media. And remember, your aim here is to make sure that journalists write positive news stories, and you are amplifying this word of mouth reputation, which is so important to you. You can also find journalists on the social media channels. Look, here we go. If I want to target the BBC South East, it's on their X handle. They've given me their details. Same again here for Poppy. She works for BBC South East. She's given her email address. So you can track them down. I just want to give you a couple of my personal favourites. I'm a former journalist. Journalists will be receiving possible stories the whole time. So follow up. I always call it like following up to the death. I like to get a yes, no, or maybe to that story that you're pitching. And this way you're building up a relationship. And follow up can be fun. Yes, I've used interesting little tactics occasionally, which is, so Joe, just want to check you got my story. The resident Judith was really hoping she would see herself in the press. Let me know if you've got any more questions. That kind of little nudge can really make a difference. Follow-up can be fun. Make it fun. I use emoticons in my follow-ups. I will follow up via Twitter, via Facebook. I will do anything to get a yes, no, or maybe with that journalist and build up a relationship. Particularly if you've got a great story, which you all will, so you should be very happy to do that follow-up. So yes, it is a little bit of fun. Right, community engagements. Just lastly, how am I doing on time? Oh, I'm doing great, so I'll give myself a little bit more extra time here. Now we know how much community engagement is. I was speaking to a big dom care provider the other day, a national one, and every quarter, every 3 months, every single one of their branches, it's a branch, will do some kind of event at their offices, where they'll invite people in, whether that professionals, whether that be for some kinds of event. That's for the branch. Now, for care homes, I think you actually have much more opportunity than a home care agency to be involved in your community, to have events not only at your home, but also these partnerships, which I know are so important with you, through your kind of community network. But I want to talk to you something a little bit. Do this, just do it. The idea is to do something a little bit more special, a little bit unique, that only your care home will be doing, I promise you. So Eric Knowles, this is, for example, he's a fine art antiques dealer. He works for BBC Froggates, I think the BBC Antiques programme. He will come to your care home and he will do an evaluation of people's antiques. So your care home can become a centre for a well-known person such as this, doing an antiques valuation in your home. What a great way to, this is a bit more about who he is, What a great way for you to be very, very different. What a great way for you to have an attraction to your care home. So again, it's slightly different from a fete or some other, drop into coffee or lunch. This is a celebrity event. And it hits a demographic, right? So here you go, here's an invite. And then you do, this is a real life example. You do exclusive invites to all those VIPs, those influencers within your catchment area. You'll know who they are, and you'll be sending them exclusive invites, particularly people who've not already visited your home, but you want to get them in. This word of mouth, remember, the more people see, the more people go, whoa, it's a lovely care home. That's the idea. It's all joined up, our valuation at this particular care home. No other care homes in your areas will be doing it. I promise you'll be standing out. The commissioners will love it. The public will love it. And the CQC will love it. This will be a special, unique activity. By the way, Eric Knowles costs £1,000. Just so you know. Don't tell him I told you that. If you want to hire him, that's what his cost would be. Your care home is a big draw. That's the idea here. You want to again make your care home famous for very, very positive reasons. Results. It's a real life example. 45 guests, excluding family members. The family members will come anyway, correct? So you want to invite people who do not know you or those special people. Commissioners did attend. Elderly charity groups attended. Stakeholders attended. Age UK look to host events now at the home because it all made such a positive impression. It's community networking, community marketing. Another charity wanted to collaborate on fundraisers with the home. The vicar from the local church had a look around for the care for his mum. Plus, someone went around with one of these phones and spoke to the guests and told me what you thought about the day and the event. And the care home got 10-15 positive video testimonials, including from Eric, and including the commissioner. So it is an exclusive activity and the CQC will especially love it. And you can get press coverage as well. Finally, I've probably got 1 minute, right? This is all about enquiries. But by the way, Lisa's here, so this will be of interest to her. We've done our own 6-step guide to following up care home inquiries. If you would like it, just email me. It's a guide, a written guide. It's also a video where I've gone through suggestions on how you should best follow up care home inquiries. You will find a lot of it useful. I promise you. So email me, I'm very happy to send you over that guide. So we've done about 25 minutes, so thank you so much. Any questions, please fire away. If you are wondering, there's one here. I'll come to you in 30 seconds. If you're wondering if any of this can work for you, just apply for a 30-minute Zoom call. Don't worry, I won't pitch you, no one will pitch you anything. I just want to help you out as much as I can. Just email inquiries to that email or that text.
Hello, my name.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gloria from Able Healthcare. So you mentioned using newspaper ads, but do you feel it's a bit of a dying art in today's digital society?
Great question. So the question was, for these newspaper ads, is that a dying art in this digital world? Point number one, these are not ads. Those were not ads, that was editorial. So that's journalists writing positive stories for you, which you do not have to pay for. So these aren't ads. So again, and you have to think here. So let's say tomorrow you do a wonderful activity at your care home and you've got a story that's going to get you press coverage. So you're going to get the press coverage. Now that story, of course, is also going to go on your website. That story is also going to go on carehome.co.uk. So you're going to get the press coverage. That's also going online. Yeah, the media will write online. So if people search online for Joe Blogg's care home, And they want to know what's, I'm a family member. I want to know what the press has written about Joe Blogg's care home. So I'm going to go Google News search. And I've seen, if you've been stung by bad CQC reports, use this tactic. So that's one way that you will get the online coverage. Now you've made a very, very good point about the digital. So there are many ways you can think about it, but one of them is for inquiry generation is the Google pay-per-click. But to make sure I'm really specific, the stories that the press are covering will be online, and they will be online forever. And what's called high domain authority. Is media a high domain authority? Good question.